Download. Okay. So I hope everyone has done with the download. So let me explain you the installation steps related to the IBM QRadar. So the basic introduction. IBM QRadar is an SIM tool, Security Information Event Management Tool. So IBM QRadar is used for centralizedly log management service. So now let us first discuss on the installation because it will take some time. So first let me explain about installation of the QRadar. So then we can discuss about the theoretical concept. So now to perform the installation, so make sure you shut down all the systems, whatever the systems you have. So just shut down all the systems, that is virtual machines. Make sure you shut down that. So now the first thing, that is the hardware requirement. So in order to install the IBM QRadar, so the hardware requirement will be, so minimum you need to have 12 GB to 16 GB RAM. So how many of you are having 12 GB to 16 GB RAM? Just let me please verify on that. Anyone with the 8 GB RAM? Anyone with 8 GB RAM in your base system? Please let me know in your side. Okay, foreign comma. Okay, 16 GB assigned. Okay, yeah. So let me give you some clarification related to the installation. Now, if you want to install the IBM QRadar, the minimum RAM configuration will be 12 to 16 GB. If you are having a 12 to 16 GB memory in your system, so without any issues, you can perform the installation. Now, if you are having 8 GB RAM means the installation might depend. Means in certain cases it might work and in few cases it will not be working. Again, you need to experience performance degradation related issue. So for whoever is having 8 GB RAM, the installation, it depends. So it might get installed or it might also crash. So it depends on your system performance, everything. So for 16 GB, we are having 12 to 16 GB RAM. They can go for the installation. Even for whoever is having 8 GB RAM, they can try to install. If it is installed means, so you can utilize, or else you can use the cloud service. Now for this reason only, so I'll be providing you the cloud access. In case if you are unable to install means, no worries. So I'll be providing you the cloud access. So you can just access the IBM QRadar from the cloud. So here if I just give, so this cloud access I'll be providing to you. So you can directly log in. So I'll just share the link. I'll give you the credential. You can directly log into the IBM QRadar and you can perform the activity. So now for everyone, I'll provide the cloud access. And first, let me explain you the setup. Okay. So if you are unable to install means, do not worry about that. So I'll be providing the cloud access. So if you are having an higher end system, so you can go for the installation. You can deploy in locally. In case if you are having a system with 8 GB RAM, you can try to install. But the success failure, it depends. Okay, in case if you are unable to install, so that means your system is not compatible. So for that reason only, we'll be providing you the cloud access. So now let me show you the installation process. Before that, I hope you got this audience. Just confirm me. Hope everyone got these points. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the response. Super. Thank you for everyone for responding on that. So now let me explain you the installation step. So the step number one, so make sure whatever the missions, if you have initiated any mission, so just turn off the machines. Okay, so shut down all the machines. So once you have shut down all the machine, so migrate to the path where you have the OVA file. So let me take my OVA file, just a second. Yeah. So here I have my OVA file in my directory path sock. So there I have the file. Yeah. So here I have the QRadar file, which is an OVA file. So just you need to import that OVA file to your virtual box. So in order to import, so just double click on that OVA file. So once you double click, here you'll get import virtual appliance. Just click on finish. Just import the VM to your virtual box. Okay. So now once you have imported the VM to the virtual box, so before you start the system, so first you need to configure the network settings. So how you can configure that network settings? Let me explain you that. So the first thing before you do this, start this activity. So just go to the section that is file. Go to the section file. Once the import is done, go to the section file. In that, go to the section tools. So there you'll have network manager. Just click on that network manager. Once you are in that network manager, here you have an option to create. Okay. So just you need to create one virtual adapter. So for creating that, you can just click on that create option. Once you click on create, so now the virtual adapter, here you can see it is been created. As you can notice, so in my system there are multiple virtual adapter. In your case, so you might be having, hello, hello, Abdul, hello, any questions?
No, no, no. Just want to.
Ah, sorry. Okay. So again, I'm repeating the steps. So once you have imported the machine, okay, once you are done with the import, go to the file section. File, tools, there you'll see network manager. Just click on that network manager. Once you are in the network manager, so just click on create option. Means you need to create an adapter. Just create that. So once you click on create, here you can see you'll get a pop-up creating host only adapter. Now as you can see, here my virtual host only Ethernet adapter 4, number 4 is created. Once it is been created, so now the first thing you will be having configure adapter manually. Here you can see there are two options. Follow the instructions. So just select on configure adapter manually. Now in this, try to enter the IP address. So just give the IP address. You can go with the same IP, no need to change. 192.168.230.1. Enter that IP address. Give 192.160. Everyone follow the same 192.168.230.1 and in the IP address. Okay, net mask. So let it be 255.255.255.0. After that, take DHCP server. Take the DHCP server. Once you take that DHCP server, so mention the server, enable server, mention the server address as 192.168.230.100, mention as 192.168.230.100. In the subnet mask, you can go with the default subnet mask. In the lower address, just type 192.168.230.101. Enter that. In the upper address bond, type 192.160.230.254. Enter that range. So again, I am repeating here. In the adapter, so in the adapter setting, so in the adapter setting, give IPv4 address. So as 192.168.230.230.1, and in the subnet mask, subnet network mask or subnet mask, in the network mask, mention as 255.255.255.255.0. So in the next section, that is DHCP. Click on DHCP server. So in the DHCP server, so make sure you selected as server address. So there you'll have server address. First server address, give 192.168.230.100. The subnet mask, mention as 255.255.0 and the lower address. Okay, so lower address and upper address, 192.168.230.101 and the upper address give as 192.168.230.254. So this is the settings you need to make. So here I have a question. My side IP. No. Can we keep IP address to etc. from my end? No. Go in the same flow. There is changes you need to make. Okay. So go in the same pattern. Okay. Go in the same pattern. Do not do any changes because there is one thing you need to assign the static IP address. Again, there also you need to struggle if you go it your own way. So for that, so go in this manner. Again, I am repeating the steps. If you do not get, so just so go to your file, tools, select network manager. After that, click on create. A virtual host only adapter will be created. So in that, so configure adapter manually, select on that. So DHCP server, configure the detail. Finally, click on apply. So once you click on apply, So it will be applied. The information will be applied. So this is the first step. Step number 2. Okay, so here you have. Once you are done, please confirm me on that. So go with the same settings. Do not do any changes. Go with the same settings. So I'm not installing the QRadar. I can work on cloud, right? Due to it, 100%. Okay, so that is what. So it's not compulsory that you need to do the installation. So in case if you do not have the requirements, so you can use the cloud. In the next class, I will give for everyone. I'll give you the cloud access. So this you can access at any point of time. So you just need to log in and you can work just like how you work in the session. Okay. I hope these settings are done. Please confirm me once it is done, audience, because the process is bit lengthier. If you miss out any step, so your installations might go wrong. So for that reason, so make sure you are in the same flow as I am in. Once it is done, without miss, confirm that. If you have issue miss, you can message me. I'll help you out. Okay. Is this done, audience? Yeah. Now, once you are done with these settings, so you can now just make sure you click on apply at the end. So do not forget on that. So now come to your VMs. Okay. So come to the VM which you have imported. So once you are in the VM, just right click, go to settings here. In the settings, just come to the network section. In the network section, do select the host only adapter and do select the adapter which you have created. In my case, I have created an adapter that is host only Ethernet adapter number 4. So make sure you select on that. So attach to host only adapter name, the adapter name. I hope you remember the adapter name which you have created. So just select that name, and in the premise case mode, here you can see the premise case mode, do set to allow all. So this is the 3 settings you need to make. So go to the network. So select on host only adapter. So in the name, do select host only Ethernet adapter, and the premise case mode set to allow all. And once it is done, click OK. So once it is done, so you just click OK. So after that, you can just start your virtual machine. So start your VM. You are getting the same error? Anyone? Okay, it's fine. So I think I'm getting. So let me, so the same setting, what I'll do, I'll just change the adapter better. My system shows bridge mode. So if it is that, go to settings. In the network, do select the host only, attached to host only adapter. In the name, the whatever the adapter you have created, right? Just select that adapter name. In the premise case mode, just give allow all. Once you are done, click OK. So then start your VM. So initiate your VM. Hope you got, sir. So now once you have started the VM, so here you can see you will be getting the screen. So now you need to first log in with that system. So the default credential is root The password can be anything. Okay, so you can set the password as anything, but you need to remember the password. Now here I'll just give the password for the system as 1234567 8. And again here it is saying the password is too easy, so you cannot use the simple password. You need to use a complex password. So make sure you set a password with complex password. Means it should have uppercase, lowercase, numericals, all of them. So now let me configure that password. So once I configured, it is been logged in. So just remember the password. Okay. So once you have started the system, start the VM. Once you have started the VM, so just create the password. So create the password. So make sure the password should be complex. So the password what I have given is like this, means it has uppercase, lowercase, so symbols, numerical. It should have in this format. So you can just log into your systems. Okay. Now, once you are done with this, so there are few settings which you need to make. So I hope all of you have reached till this point. Just confirm in the chat by typing one. Anyone having issue till this? Once you have reached till here, just confirm me on that. Okay. So now let me explain you the steps related to the installations. So now the first step related to the installation is that so you need to update your repository. So again to update your repository, you can just use the command yum. So yum is an package installation. So you can just use yum followed by update. So since it is an Red Hat based distribution, so in Debian based distribution, we using APT. Your IBM QRadar is an Red Hat based distribution. So for that we use yum update. So followed by hyphen y. That means for everything you choose as S. So first update your repository. So by running the command yum update. So now once the updates is done, as you can see in my case the update is done. The next two settings are you need to configure the host name and you need to configure the time zone. So how to do that? So if I just type host name here, host name, you can notice the name of my system is localhost.local domain. So we need to change that. So to change that, you can use the command hostname ctl followed by set hyphen hostname followed by the name of your system. So the name should be have two sections separated by dot. Like here, I'll just take sock dot QRadar. Okay, so you can go with the same names. Okay, so just it should have two. Remember, it should be separated by dot, not with hyphen underscores like that. It should have two section. It should be in the same format. Okay, so first you need to change the name of the system. So you can, once the update is done, so just check the host name. After that, use the command, that is host name ctl set hyphen host name followed by sock.qradar. So once you are done with the name change, the next is that you need to do the setting related to the timestamp. So the commands I'm sharing parallelly in the chat, you can just refer to that commands. Okay. So now the next thing, you need to change the time zone. So in order to configure the time zone, so you can just utilize date to check what is the time zone it is configured to. So as you can notice here, the time zone it is configured as AST. So we'll change that to the IST, Indian Standard Time Zone. So to do that changes, again I can use the command time date CTL set hyphen time zone followed by A Asia. A should be capital. Remember, A is capital forward slash Calcutta. K is also capital. So you need to enter that Asia Calcutta. So this is how you need to update your time zone. So once you have set with the name of your system, so then update your time zone by issuing the command time date ctl time date ctl set hyphen time zone. A should be capital, remember, and K should be capital. Okay. I hope this is done till this. Okay. So now the next part is important. So that is configuring the IP address. Now, so in your IBM QRadar, you need to configure an static IP, that is the permanent IP. Now, how to configure that permanent IP? Let me show you that. So now if I give IP space A, so here I should get the IP address, which I'm not getting. So let me see why it is. Yeah. So now here I have the IP address. I hope you can find your IP address. In case if you are having any issues, please communicate on that. Okay, audience. So now here you can notice this is my IP address, which is 192.168.118.101. So now first let me write down so that I can explain you. So this is my IP address 101. So now you might also have one IP address. Now what you need to do is that you just need to enter. Now for example, if you are connected to the same adapter which I have shown you earlier, if you have connected to that adapters, okay, means so you can assign the IP address in this format. Like for example, so this is my IP address. How you need to give means, so you can mention the IP address as 192.168.188.10110. I'll just take as 110. So I'll take the IP is 192.168.188.110. So this is the IP address. So I'll be assigning to the system. Okay. And then so we need to assign two more things, that is gateway and the DNS server IP. So here I'll just mention the gateway address as 192.168.188.100. So that will be acting like my gateway. So this will be the gateway. And finally I need to assign the DNS server IP. So here I'll assign the DNS server IP as 192.168.188.100. So that will be my DNS server related IP. So this is the information I need to enter in my case. Now you might have a doubt, sir, what I should enter. Okay, so it is simple. Now, so just go to your VirtualBox manager. Again, if you go to File, Tools, Network Manager, so select the adapter which you are connected. In my case, I have connected to the adapter number 25. Here I have. In that we have DHCP server. Just click on DHCP server. So there you can see you have server address. You'll have server address. The server address will be acting like the gateway will be gateway gateway and DNS server IP address. Okay, whatever you have in the server address, that will be your gateway and the DNS. And when it comes to IP address, at the end value just configure to something like 110, or you can just configure to 150. End value just configure according to that. So that is how you need to update. Now again, now for example, you are using this same adapter setting. So again I am repeating, if you are using the same adapter setting, so just assign the IP address like 192.168.230.150. The DNS server, the gateway should be 230.100, and the DNS server IP address should be 230.100. So this is how you need to take the IP address. Hope you got the clarity on this. Audience, hope you got the clarity. Any questions? Okay. Now, once you have got the clarity, you can now assign the IP address. So, how to assign the IP address? So, just type NMTUI, Network Manager. So, this is for assigning IP address, NMTUI. Once you hit enter, you'll get Network Manager. Just type everyone perform parallelly. NMTUI, that is a command. Perform parallelly everyone. So enter NMTUI command, you'll get network manager. Once you are in network manager, first we need to edit the connection. So to edit, hit enter in your keyboard, perform parallelly, hit enter, you'll get Ethernet wide connection. So you need to go to the edit option. So to go to the edit option, in your keyboard, you'll have arrow keys, right arrow keys, left arrow key. Press the left arrow key. So here you can see the red font which is highlighted is the selected one. Go to the edit section. Okay. Use the right arrow key. Use the right arrow key. Go to edit section. Hit enter. Now there you'll see the profile name. Just remove that profile name. Type the profile name as whatever I'm typing. Enter the profile name as ENP0S70. Type ENP0S70. So whatever you have that profile name here in the device, you need to enter that. It will be same for everyone. So just type ENP0S17. Use the down arrow keys. Come to the IPv4 configuration. In that IPv4 configuration, it is set to automatic. You need to do manual. How to do that? Once you are in the automatic section, again press enter. Hit enter in your keyboard. You'll get option. Disable automatic, link local, manual. Use your arrow keys. Go to manual. Hit enter. After this, once you are in the manual, use the right arrow key, go to show options. In that show options, again hit enter. You'll get the address gateway DNS server which you need to configure. Now use your down arrow key. First go to address. In the address, hit enter. Hit enter. Type 192. Now whatever the address you have noted down, so type that address. In my case, I have 192.168.188.150. Enter that. In the gateway, so come to gateway. In the gateway, enter 192.168.188.100. Come to DNS server. Come to the DNS server. Enter the IP address 192.168.188.100. So this is how you need to enter. So select profile name. Configure the profile name to ENP0S17. So use the arrow keys. Come to the IPv4 configuration. Replace from automatic to manual. So then go to show option. Hit enter. It will show the address gateway DNS. So enter this information. Now whatever you have noted earlier, according to that, enter the information. Now once you have entered this information, so again use the arrow keys, come to the end. There you will see IPv6 configuration. So now what you need to do, it enter, so disable IPv6 configuration by selecting as ignore. After that, so once it is selected to ignore, so finally come to OK, it enter. So come to OK, it enter. So now use the left arrow key, come to the back. So finally use the arrow keys, select OK, it enter, that's done. So that completes the IP address configuration. Hope it is done, right? If you are having issues, no worries, you can just share the screen. If you are having issues, please do share the screen, audience. Yeah. So now once you are, I hope these configurations are done. Audience, anyone have facing issues? Anyone facing issues? Configuration? Okay, super good. Now, finally, there are two steps. One is that you need to disable IPv6 addressing. And the last step, I'll explain you. So how to disable? You need to run the command. Once you are done, you need to use the command, that is, so you can use the command echo open double quotes. So next to the enter you'll have, in that type net.ipv6 net.ipv6.conf dot all dot disable underscore IPv6 equals 1. So I'll share that in the chat. So echo space, so double quotes, net.ipv6.conf dot all dot disable underscore IPv6 equals 1 true, and just save that. Use the angular symbol, that is greater than symbol. Enter two angular symbol, that means save that in the file slash etc slash sysctl dot conf file. Okay, so once you have entered that, it will be disabled. So here you have the commands. I'm just sharing in the chat. Let me show that. Okay, so you need to use nmtui to change the IP address. After that, use echo followed by net.ipv6.conf.all.disable underscore IPv6 equals 1. Okay, so disable that. So then use angular symbol, save it in a file slash etc slash sysctl dot conf. So once it is done, so here you have the command. Okay. So once it is done, so the last step will be just you need to change the version number of your operating system. So how to do that changes means, so you can just use the editor by default in your system, in your IBM QRadar system. So here we are using CentOS. On top of CentOS, we are installing IBM QRadar. So in CentOS, you will not be getting that mousepad, all of that. So you will be using a text editor called Vim. So to edit this file, you just use the command vi, that is the text editor. Vi is a text editor. So the file which you need to edit is available in /etc. So Red Hat -release. Okay, that is a file which you need to be editing. So once you have entered that command, vi space /etc /Red Hat -release, once you hit enter, you'll get this text file. Okay, in that you can see the version is 7.7.1908. So you need to change to 7.5.1804. So do not do any typo errors. So first thing, once you are in the Vim editor, first you need to come to the insert mode. To come to the insert mode, you need to press I. So you'll get the insert mode. Once you are in insert mode, go to the location where you have the version 7.7.1908. Remove that 1908 and the 7 dot. Once you remove that, replace it with 7.5.1804. Replace it with that. The version should be 7.5.1804. That is the version. After that, how to save means, in your keyboard you need to press escape key. Then you need to give exclamatory. So you need to type, so exclamatory W. So you need to enter. Once you give escape, you need to press exclamatory WQ, right quit, followed by, sorry, it's not like that. So once you give, you need to press colon, right quit, then exclamatory. I have typed it wrong. It should be colon, right quit, exclamatory. We need to type colon, right quit, exclamatory. Once you hit enter, so that's all. Okay, finally you need to reboot the system. Okay, so this is about the settings. So here, so use Vim editor, go to /etc/red hat hyphen release. Okay, so you need to enter that. So change the version number, change version number to 7.5.1804. That is the version number you need to change. After that, you need to press escape key. Once you press, then you type colon W, right quit, exclamatory, hit enter, finally reboot the system. Okay, so this completes the configuration. Okay, so once you reboot, so you can log in with the root account and log in with the credential, whatever you have given, log in with that credential. So I hope this is done. How many of you completed this?
Mr. Kiran, after setting those DNS and everything, right? Why is my screen still like the bluish thing?
blue, that is the graphical problem. You just press Control L. Control L. It will go.
Control N. N as in
L,
November,
L.
right?
L for
N.
long.
Okay. Oh, all right. Done. Thank you.
Okay. Once you are done with all this activity, just confirm in the chat. Till this done, rebooted the system, waiting for your confirmation. In case if you are having issue, please let me know. No issues. I'll help you out. Okay. So now once you are done, once you have restarted your system, so final checkup you need to make, that is the checklist. So first check whether the host name is configured by running the command hostname. Once you restart your system, so check the name of the system. So it should be in this format, soc.qradar. So then check the date whether it is set to the IST, verify that. So then check the IP address. So you should have that IP. Whatever you have configured, you should get only that IPv4 address. If you notice, here I have the IP 192.168.188.150. So verify that. And finally, verify the information that is related to version detail. It is set to 7.5.1804. So verify the information. So check this once you reboot it. So check the name of the system. So check the timestamp. So check the IP address, then check the so check these details. Once you have checked, so finally you can start the installations. Okay. So now you can just use dot for there you can see you will have a file. If you give ls, you'll have a file. A setup file will be there. You just need to run that. So you can use dot forward slash followed by setup. So once you enter that, once you hit enter, so you'll get the first option. So please enter to accept our terms. You just hit enter, then you'll get end users license agreement. Press enter there. So now again it will take lots of time to read. Just press Q. Again it will ask. Press enter, hit enter. So now finally it will ask, do you want to wish to continue? You can give yes. Now sit back and watch. Okay. So it will take around like 30 minutes to 1 hour depending upon your system speed. Okay. So once you are done, so you can just give dot forward slash followed by setup. Okay. So once you are done, enter that command. So after that, press, so in the keyboard, press enter. Once you hit enter, so again you'll get UI, you end users license agreement in that. So press Q and hit enter. After that, so you'll get, do you want to continue? Give S. So once you give S, so the installation will initiate. So sit back and see the installation. So this completes the installation of your IBM QRadar. Hope this is clear, the installations. So how many of you started installation? Confirm me. One is I can see Farina. Okay, started. Good, good. Apart from that, anyone who started? How many of you have started the installation? Just confirm me in the chat. If you are having any issues, please let me know. Let the installation happen. So now if anyone having the issue, please get the help from me. Okay. Anyone having issues with the installation, please let me know. I'll help you out. I'll take the remote access. I'll help you out. And here you have the instructions also. You can just refer to these instructions. So you can just use this to do the setup. Now remember, so there are two factors I need to explain. What is the factor number one means if the installation, if you are unable to install, if any error occurs. Okay, so if you are getting error, so there are two reasons. So when you'll get the error means, so the first, like if your system doesn't have the hardware requirement. So if you do not have the hardware requirement, so you will be getting the error. Okay. So in that case, so use the cloud setup. Okay. If that is a issue, so use the cloud setup. So the second reason why you get the error means if you have not done the configurations properly. Okay. So if you have not done the configurations properly, you will get the error. So if it is that the case, so start from the step one means, so delete the machine, so import the machine. Okay. So you can just avoid this step 2. So avoid this step 2. No need to again do that. Already you have. So avoid this step 2. So after that, so what you can do? So you can just configure your network setting. So configure network setting to host only adapter. After configuring that, so start the VM, create the password, update your repository, configure the name, configure the date, so configure the IP address, then disable IPv6 address, so change the version number, restart, then install. Again, still if you are not getting, you can just mail me. Okay, so if you are having issue, so you can just mail me. So my mail id is kiran.m@cartelsoftware.com. So I'll just take the remote access and I'll help you out related to the installation. So if you are referring the videos and if you are installing, in case if you are having issue, so please mail me. So hope these instructions are clarified, everyone. So now let the installation go. Okay, do not disturb that. So do not disturb the installation. So it takes some time. Okay, so let the installation happen. So in the meantime, if you are having any question, the setup, there is few more things you need to do. So once the setup is done, I'll explain you. Wait for the instructions. Okay, so let the setup complete. Once it is done, I'll explain you the part. So in the meantime, if you are having issue, please get the clarification. So as you can notice, so in my system, the installation is at the end of the installation. Let us wait. Okay. I might extend few of 5 to 10 minutes. That's all. Okay. So once the installation is done, so I need to show you few more activities like the password setup and how to shut down the system. So once it is done, the installations are done. Okay. So if the installation is taking some time, I might extend some more time like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Is it fine, right? Yeah. So now as you can see, in my case, the setup is completed. So finally, you'll get like this. Once the setup is done, installation configuration of QRadar Community Edition is now done. So you need to enter the password. That's it. Once you have the window, so please do enter any complex password. So complex means it should be of 8-character passwords. So uppercase, lowercase, numericals and special character. So configure the password for your IBM QRadar. So once you have done the configuration, so that completes the installation of your IBM QRadar. So there you can see the admin password has been changed successfully. So once you got this information, so you can now just go to your browser. So in the browser, just type https colon forward slash followed by the IP address of your IBM QRadar. You can just enter that IP address. So now, so here you can see. So since we have connected in host only adapter, so you might not get access from your base system. So for that, so take any machine like Kali Linux. So just make a note of these points. So in the Kali, go to settings. In that, go to network. So here I have added one bridge adapter, right? So take adapter 2. Take adapter 2. Adapter 1, no need to do changes. In adapter 2, enable network adapter. Connect to the same adapter which you have connected your QRadar. Now I have connected to host only adapter, virtual host only Ethernet adapter 25. So that is the adapter I have connected the QRadar. So same configure here. Once you have configured that, so you can just start your Kali Linux. So log in with your credentials, that is the root account. Now once you have logged in, so you can just click on the Firefox icon. In the Firefox, just enter https colon forward slash followed by your IBM QRadar IP, which is in my case 192.168.188.150. Once you have, just click on advanced, accept the risk and continue. So again I am repeating. So just once the setup is done, once your password is configured, so before you start the Kali, to go to network, change the select adapter to enable that adapter. So configure the same setting what you have done for your QRadar. After that, start the system. So open your browsers. Type https followed by colon forward slash followed by the IP. So then log in with the credential. Username by default, username is admin. And finally, you just accept the end users license agreement. That completes the setup and the login process. Now, once you have done with the login, so now there is few more things you need to know. That is, so how you need to shut down. So to shut down your system, so my sincere request, do not directly shut down. What you need to do, you just go to the admin. There you can see once you have logged in. you have multiple section. In that, go to the admin panel. In the admin panel, you'll have system and license management. In that, click on that system and license management. Once you select on that system and license management, now there you'll see your machine. Just select that machine, go to action, click on shutdown system. Again, I'm repeating one more time. Once you are logged in, select on admin. In that, select on system and licensing. After that, select the machine. You need to select that. In that, go to action, shut down the system. So wait for 10 minutes, the system will shut down. So this completes the setup. So now, in case if you are unable to do what you want, so in case if you don't know what you have to do, just close the system, but select on save the machine status. Okay. Or you can do what you can do, you can just right click. So here you can give pause. So how to shut down? Just if you don't know what to do, right click, click on pause. Do not shut down directly. Please. Now, whatever you have done, if you shut down directly, everything will be wasted. Do not do that. If you don't know how to do with the logging in, if you are unable to logging into the system, if you are unable to log into the system, if you are having issues, means what you can do, just right click, pause the machine. So this completes the installation. Hope you got clarified, audience. Yeah, so that's all about the installation of your IBM QRadar. Okay. Any questions now? Bit lengthier.
No, Mr. Kiran. Thank you for the session. Have a night.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Thank you. So just follow the instruction in case if you are having any questions. So you can just mail me out. So I'll help you out on that. Okay. So yeah. So thank you. So I'm ending the session. So you can just follow that instructions. So the commands are updated. You can verify those commands. Yeah, commands are updated. You can verify on that. Okay.